guys, welcome back. And yeah, things are going really well. As you guys can see, we've had a hell of a lot of interest. You know, we've got a lot more subs than we did previously. I think our recruitment drive with those sales associated roles and the watchmaking roles internationally have really drawn in people. A lot of them are not just, you know, watch enthusiasts, are people that are looking to get work in the luxury watch industry or the watch industry in general. I did do a previous video of how I think you should approach it. Look guys, I'm in recruitment. I've had loads of questions come through. I've literally had hundreds of you know, emails come through saying so many different things. It's unbelievable. Some questions were a little bit silly, but I'll go through some of the questions that I remember off the top of my head. And one of them was, what do I think of the state of the recruitment industry in the luxury watch market at the moment? Okay, look, you know, the luxury watch market this time of year is quite slow. Okay, it can tend to be quite seasonal, especially with these luxury boutiques. We're finding that most boutiques at the moment are only looking to recruit people if someone leaves the business. So we haven't seen that much growth with any of the boutiques that we recruit with. It's very much just looking to replace people as and when they leave. And the thing is, there's a lot of people that work in the industry who are just tired sitting there. They're not really making that much commission. They're finding it really hard to sell high-end luxury watches. Look, location is key, yeah? So if you're sitting in an area and, for example, you're working in Ernest Jones, for example, is a good example where they sell, you know, a good wide variety of watches. They sell anything from, you know, Tag, Rado, Tissot, Longines, Raymondville. I think they even sell Breitling and Tudor. They're an authorised reseller. Things are slow at the moment, I've been told. So some of the people there, you know, you're not, look, with all due respect, the people that work there, you know, they've got some good watch knowledge, but they're not in the same league of someone who works at, in my opinion, at Goldsmiths or even Fraser Hart. Fraser Hart people there really know their stuff, and some of the other, you know, actual flagship boutiques themselves that represent the brands, okay? Yeah, things are slow at the moment. Some of the really top guys have now moved into the used watch market space in the UK. I'm not sure how the other stores are doing across Europe and internationally, but that it's quite quiet at the moment, to be fair. And that's where we come in, because you know, if you are a used boutique guys, you sell, you know, luxury jewelry, or, you know, you're a used luxury watch specialist, we've got loads of people on our books that would pretty much be able to go into the business and have an immediate impact on your business. We've got people that have got 10, 15 years luxury watch sales experience, both new and used. And, you know, that knowledge and that expertise and that portfolio of clients and people they know who sell and buy watches as collectors is absolutely essential if you want someone to come in to specialise in the used watch industry. I mean, some of my guys, you know, they've got a black book, which is literally like a novel, you know, with like 500 pages of people. And one guy's actually got a database together now, and he's inputting all of his clientele in there, because there's so many watch collectors across the UK and across Europe that basically come to the UK to buy good used examples. Some of my clients mentioned to me they saw an increase in Chinese buyers in the UK recently. I think because of, you know, the Brexit situation, the pound sterling had dropped. It was a great opportunity for people to buy high-end luxury watches brand new from the actual, you know, boutiques, you know, which there was a big increase in that. A lot of tourism, a lot of inquiries, a lot of, you know, shipments were going out from boutiques. Online sales have been higher than the in-store sales, I've been told. So, you know, only time will tell. There are rumours that Rolex were going to put up the prices. A lot of my clients said that's not the case now. The prices have stayed the same. But don't get me wrong, there are some retailers that have slightly increased, you know, their markups on their actual watches as well, just to help them get through the bad times. But look guys, it's not helping anybody. You know, you'll find that you'll be able to negotiate on all watches at the moment. If you go in there, you know, probably the Rolexes would be most difficult because they're limited in stock, and they do tend to sell quite quickly. You know, there's a lot of hype about Rolex, especially they've got the branding and everything quite right. It's like a businessman's haven tax evasion type watch as well. So you're always going to find buyers for Rolexes. So yeah, the watch industry it's okay. It's stable. You know, we will probably notice if anything does happen, the recruitment drive will just stop. You know, there won't be any requirements at the moment. We've got requirements internationally, so things are going really well. There's lots of demands for watchmakers, people that service watches and stuff like that. So there's a hell of a lot going on in the industry. It's really good. You know, there's always going to be a marketplace for high-end luxury goods because people love to spend money for products that are probably worth more than what they're worth. But that's a matter of opinion, you know. You know, another one of the questions that I've been getting all the time on the channel, I'm not a watch guru or anything like that. I'm really judge watches from a personal opinion and from a business point of view, from a recruitment point of view, in the fact that, you know, I work with a lot of the high-end luxury brands and I am very much an extension of their HR team. So I end up becoming part of the culture, the work ethos. I'm basically the face of the business. I represent the organisation, okay? The first person they're going to speak to will be someone like myself or one of my colleagues that are doing the recruitment drive. So we need to fall in line with the actual company culture, the history, and the way they want us to present their brand, you know, because you don't want to get a wide boy or someone, I should say, trying to do the recruitment drive. It's just not going to work. The candidates will lose, you know, faith, and they won't see you as a very credible, you know, person to go through that channel to get that job there. But yeah, overall the industry is doing good. The other question that was asked was about what do I think about the so-called shitter watches and stuff like that. Look, guys, I don't think there really are any shitter watches, to be fair. And I'll tell you the reason why. Yes, there are watches that have a different price range, okay? For example, I own watches that have cost me £100 to just under 40k. Yeah, no word of an exaggeration there. And I find that all watches have their purpose, okay? So I know people that are multi-millionaires and are wearing fossil watches. I'm serious, they're wearing a fossil watch. They're just not into watches. They need a watch for as a tool to tell the time. As long as it's accurate and it looks half decent, that's fine for them. There are people, look, it depends on what the industry sector that you're in, okay? You know, like my dad, he likes watches, but, you know, he's never been the one to, you know, go and buy a, you know, 10, 20 grand watch, as long as the watch is good and it's reliable and, you know, he's not really into the horological stuff. My mum is the total opposite. She basically loves, you know, designer, high-end luxury goods, and she's into antique collecting as well. So she's always out on these antique markets looking for, you know, household desktop clocks and, you know, all these unique products and stuff like that, which is absolutely great. But what do I think of shitter watches? Look, I think that each watch has a purpose. You pay for what you get. Why do I buy more luxury watches, middle tier watches? Look, I do buy, I call, you know, I don't call them, I call them beta watches. I call them like Seiko watch. It's not a shitter watch, guys. You know, I've got XKX. I've got a Seiko Sportara. Great watches, guys. They're absolutely great. And value for money and build quality. They're great. They are absolutely brilliant watches. But how I got into luxury watches probably different to... It wasn't just a status thing for me. It was more... when you're in a sales job, you need something to motivate yourself. You need something to push you to get to the next level, okay? So the way we set ourselves up here within my organisation, we've got our... what we call the gold goal, the secondary goal, which will be the silver goal, and then the bronze goal, okay? So we set goals every month to help us give that extra push. You're feeling under the weather, or one day you don't feel like quite coming into work. Remember your goal and what you could achieve if you were successful, you know, achieving targets. So for me, for example, at the, you know, my end of year, before I did the end of year accounts, I was really hoping to get the Rolex Platinum as an anniversary present. I achieved, you know, what I needed to achieve for the year, and I went and bought it on the business, okay? And that's a one-off, you know, the Rolex Daytona Platinum, a very expensive watch. You know, secondary goal for me would be to buy something. It could be anything from a watch to a belt or a suit for £500 to £1,000 that will be coming out of my bonus basically for the month. Okay, that is basically what I'd be looking to do. And a bronze would be like, you know, just buy something. You know, I'll have 3 things. So, you know, you feel that you've achieved something. You buy something that you feel happy with. Okay, which is the key. So, you know, this is one, you know, but I haven't done a wristwatch check today. I am wearing the Rolex Milgauss, which was a secondary goal of mine for 1 month that earlier on in the year. Yeah, I literally forgot to mention it. I've been wearing it quite a bit. It's actually taken a lot of wrist time off my beta watches. It's a great watch. If you're not in the market for quite like a Rolex Submariner or even a Rolex Datejust, I think this sort of fits perfectly in the middle, because it's not quite a Submariner, it's not quite a dress watch, it's an everyday watch, it's quite sporty. I love the lightning hand, I love that. I think it's a great watch. And I haven't even done a review because there's so many reviews on the Rolex Milgauss. It's unbelievable. What am I going to do except for repeat what everyone else has said? So I just thought, look, I'm not just going to do a video just for ratings. I'll probably do a video, you know, in terms of when I'm doing the state of my watch collection or something like that. But I do wear it quite a bit. It's a great looking watch, classy, sporty watch. You know, these watches were designed for scientists, engineers that are working alongside magnetic forces and stuff like that. It's got an extra sort of back case behind the actual case. It's quite a heavy watch, to be fair. It's definitely a heavy watch, guys. I have to say, I was quite surprised when I got the watch how heavy it was. But I love, like, you know, the sapphire glass with the tinted green on there as well. I think that's really cool as well. But anyway, yeah, just going into the, you know, the so-called shitter watches. There isn't a shitter watch, in my opinion. It's very much what you can afford. But what I would say is always go for a respectable brand. You know, I was also asked some question, what do I think about, you know, replicas. Look, guys, if you're going to buy a replica, go and buy a Seiko or a Citizen. Reliable timepiece, good looking watch that will get the job done, and they're respectable, you know. There's other questions. There's people been watching like TGV and Federica about what watches impress women. Look, guys, I would never buy a watch to impress a woman. I think that is an absolutely waste of money. And do I think they really impress women? They don't. You know, if you wanted to go down that route and you wanted to impress a woman, go and buy yourself a fancy car on finance, yeah? Or get a car on lease and pretend that's something that you're not. You know, look, a lot of guys do that. I never buy brand new cars. I tend to buy cars that are about 6 months old to 3 years old. I've got a Mercedes E-Class AMG edition. Everything's nice. I've got a family. I haven't even got the windows tinted or anything like that. I always get my windows tinted because I've got a 2-year-old boy. The missus said that he loves to look out the window, so I kept it untinted. But, you know, that's what I would do. You know, a car is a much bigger statement than a watch. And you'll get a lot more... You'll get more notice in your car than you would in buying a watch, okay? But if you wanted to go down that and you really think a watch is going to get you laid or anything like that, guys, I think you'd be absolutely crazy, you know, because women aren't massive watch enthusiasts, you know. But, you know, I guess if you want to get noticed, you know, buy yourself a Gucci watch or a Bulgari or a Chanel watch. You know, these brands, women know them really well. They know Rolex, you know. I know a lot of women are into Rado watches as well, but you know, if you're getting like a Jacob Ultra, JLC, Reverso or a Patek, they've never heard of those watches, guys. Most women, I'm not saying all women, but most women will know more the traditional, you know, Chanel, you know, their handbags, you know, those types of lines of, you know, designer luxury brands will be the best route to get into, you know, women's sneakers. But look, guys, it ain't gonna happen. I don't know any of my mates or anybody that's managed to get you know, someone through buying a luxury watch. Absolutely waste of time. If you're going to do something like that, I think it's absolute waste of time. But what do I think about when you're buying high-end luxury watches? In the business point of view, it can, look, when you come from a sales environment like I've come from, there's a big thing that everybody wears Rolexes. It's a Datejust thing for me. It's like a recruitment thing. You've got a Rolex Datejust. It's just the standard. If you ain't got one, there must be something wrong with you in recruitment, yeah? When you get to a certain level, once you join the 100k club, you've got to have a Rolex Datejust. It's just a symbol in the recruitment world that you've achieved, you know, you've gone 100k plus. And then you've got the 200k plus mark, where what I'm saying is billing, not necessarily earn that money, but you've billed over 200k. You should be able to afford to get a, you know, a a Rolex Daytona out of it, yeah? You don't have to go for Rolex. There are people that go for other brands as well, you know, Breitling and so on, and IWC Portuguese. I've gone through quite a few high-end luxury watches by setting my goals. I had a Breitling Avenger that I set myself a goal. I wanted to get that watch, got it. Novelty wore off, and I just ended up, you know, exchanging or selling. I can't remember what I did now. No, I actually exchanged it for another watch, and I went and bought myself a Portuguese, IWC Portuguese, which is a nice watch, and I really regret selling that watch. I thought it was absolutely great, and I'll probably be in the market to buy another one of those watches. You get, when you're setting your goals for the month and you're trying to hit target, you pretty much think of 5 or 6 watches that you might want to get. So I was thinking about, you know, Cartier Roadstar, and I would always buy a used example, wouldn't buy new, because I want to make sure that if I do want to shift it again, I'm not going to lose too much money on them. And that's the reason why, guys. But look, I hope you enjoyed today's video, guys. I'm going to go and have a cup of tea, and I'll be answering some more Q&As. See you later.